Everybody's talking about gold and silver, rightfully so, but the real important hot story in the commodity sector is oil. We need to talk about oil. Major developments there. We're going to talk about the technicals. We're going to talk about the charts. I'm going to give you my favorite oil emerging market stocks that has a dividend yield that shareholders of European and North American oil companies can only dream about. Let's get right into it. Welcome to Hot Trades of the Day, your show for swing trading ideas for the coming days, weeks, and month. Welcome to Hot Trades of the Day. My name is Daniel Helmy. I am your host for the show. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss videos like this, because we're going to talk about oil. There are major developments that nobody's talking about. Here's a chart of oil, and you see right away we got three, and I say again, three major developments. First one, we broke the downtrend that has been in place since August. Here we go. This one right here. Check. We now have broken the 50-day moving average, the purple line, and confirmed. Check. I told you on my last update about oil, if we break above the 50, we're going to go straight to 60. We are above 60 today in the European markets. Check number 3. This is the highest level we have been to, as you can see, since, sorry about that. We're right here. Since November. Now, this zone where we're at right now is a really tricky zone, because if we add the 200, you can see that is running down here at about the same. This is all like $2, $2.50. So this is a significant zone. Also, again, I am not, even though I turned bullish on oil last fall, and I told you we're gonna see a turnaround, which is clearly developing now, as you can see. We now have 4 up days in a row, and if you look at the charts that you see here, you can see we haven't had that. We had 3, and that was the best we had. We have 4 now. If this holds in US markets, we have to go all the way back to August, where we had one right here. I mean, if you count this, fine, but this candle is really, I wouldn't count that one. We're talking, look at these. These are 4 strong green candles in a row. So these are the type of things that we need to pay attention to, not only chart formations, but also, hey, we got 4 strong green candles in a row. That tells us something. That's the first time we have seen this in a while. We have seen 4 red candles in a row in the downturn, right here in December, right here in September. That happened right here in October again. And that makes sense. We're in a down market. Now, it looks like we're going to get 4 up days in a row in oil. That is another sign that there's a change of trend happening here. Now, again, while I am positive on oil, I'm not one of these people that believe that we're going to go to 100 in 2026. I don't even think we're going to go to 80 in 2026. Why? Because these people leave out the geopolitical component of oil, and that oil is a weapon in the new Cold War against Russia. So I don't think that we have a super high upside on oil. But we don't need to have a super high upside on oil for a turnaround and for the best play in the oil market, which is the oil companies. All we need to do is we need to get to a level that is clearly signals the turnaround to the broader market, which, by the way, then will really kickstart the commodity supercycle. Remember, oil is the commodity number one that people look at to say, oh, there's something happening in the commodity sector. They don't look as deep as we do here at Hot Trades of the Day. So I think we're probably going to consolidate here, and that's okay. Every day that we stay above the 50, the picture becomes more and more positive. The turnaround forms itself more and more. We just made another high, right? If you look at it since the December lows, we now made higher lows, higher highs. Something is happening in oil. It's great because we are getting on it early. And I already talked about the American oil companies, which interestingly enough didn't do much yesterday. If we get weakness there, still a great buying opportunity, especially the American oil services. Now, there's another trade to be made in the oil sector, and that is the emerging markets. If you follow the international markets, then you know that the emerging markets are rocking. Not all of them, right? Again, just like what oil is for the commodity sector, China is for the emerging markets, and the Chinese market really hasn't done very much. But underneath the hood, you'll see in a second, some emerging markets are really breaking out. Some of them are rocking, like Vietnam. I talked about Vietnam, I think like a year and a half ago, and I told you get in on Vietnam. You should be up really nicely if you took that idea and ran with it. So I want to show you one of my favorite stocks, oil stocks in the emerging markets, especially as a dividend play. If you're looking for dividend stocks, this might be really one for you. Now, my number one favorite stock for oil and dividends in the emerging market. So I play 3 trends with one stock. I'll put that in the newsletter video on the weekend. Again, if you haven't subscribed to the newsletter, it's free. Sign up. We're not going to spam you. You got to get instead great content like this on the weekend. Now, what's the stock? Let's look at the stock, and it is Petrobras. Petrobras is the big Brazilian oil company. And the play here is that Petrobras is a massive lagger. So let me zoom out for you. So you can really see the picture. And let me switch to the weekly actually. So this is Petrobras in its glory from a wild run in the last commodity and emerging markets super cycled like 20 years ago. Please disregard all the highs. I don't think Petrobras will ever get back there, but it doesn't need to get back there for us to make a lot of money. And I'll show you why. Let me clear up this chart. Let's close out the 200 here, and let's take away the 50. So if we zoom in on the weekly, we see we have a big support zone down here, the lower blue zone. This old support zone, now resistance. So I'm going to turn this yellow real quick, and that didn't work out the way I anticipated it to go. Here we go. So as you can see, since 2020, we built out an uptrend. We broke it, but we never again sold off to the support zone, even though oil has been doing terrible. Now, for this to really understand, you need to know that Petrobras as a stock is dirt cheap. It's one of the cheapest oil stocks in the world that you can find. The PE ratio is somewhere, I think, between 3 and 4 looking forward. One of the reasons why it's out of favor is because it was involved in a lot of corruption scandals in Brazil. Welcome to the emerging markets world. But then again, you know, hey, if we sit in Europe, we might want to have close look at Brussels, Berlin, Paris, or Washington, D.C. Talking about corruption, glass house stones. We know what we're talking about. Petrobras was primarily a dividend stock for international investors. But after the latest scandals, the company announced that they're going to cut the dividend because the oil price is low, and they're going to stop paying out special dividends. That's usually the way a lot of oil companies pay out their dividends. That gets them these wild yields. So, here's the story. Massive lagger, but as you can see in 2025, we're starting to form a nice bottoming formation here. We are still in this downtrend channel. I can extend this. Here we go. But we have not made lower lows. We're making higher highs slightly intraday. There's clearly an uptrend channel. This lower end has held perfectly. Again, we're on the weekly here, but this shows you greatly what it looks like. So we get in at the lower end of the uptrend channel. Oil price is turning, so the sentiment is going to improve. The dividend story is this, that the market is not really playing yet, and that's beautiful for us. The regular dividend of Petrobras right now is a measly 9%. I'm not kidding, 9%. All right? I dare you to find an American oil company that pays a 9% dividend without special dividends. You probably can't even find one with special dividends. Just save yourself the time, do something that's joyful in life. Here's the thing though. If the oil price turns around, I believe that Petrobras will start to issue the special dividends in the future again, because the government is making a lot of money off these dividends, and especially the politicians do, and the politicians want their money in their pockets that they make through the dividends of Petrobras. So, I believe those special dividends are coming. I can profit from it by getting in now, and by getting in now, I believe that within a few years, you will have a chance to have a dividend yield on the originally invested capital, probably of something 12%, maybe 15%, if the oil price keeps going up and the oil business of Petrobras turns around. Now, there's another factor that we need to factor in with Petrobras, right? And that is the emerging markets factor and the Brazil factor. Petrobras is one of the heavyweights in the Bovespa index. That's a Brazilian index. The biggest one is the biggest component is Vale. It's an iron ore company, also a really interesting company. But I want to show you, this is the MSCI ETF for Brazil. And let me zoom out here and show you what's really happening. This is the ultra long-term chart for the iShares MSCI Brazil ETF. Look at this. We broke in 2024, 2025, the ultra long-term downtrend that has been in place since, I think this is 2007, I remember, 2008, May 2008. It's broken, you can clearly see it. We already confirmed it. The turnaround is complete. We are in a new uptrend in Brazil. Petrobras has not participated in this almost at all. So it has huge catch-up potential, not only for the oil sector and the oil market, but also for Brazil and the Brazilian market. So I'm going to get 3 factors in one stock. This is really a great opportunity, in my opinion, to get in on the oil trade, make major dividends, and profit from the turnaround in Brazil. That's it for today. Have a great day. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.